Deal or No Deal goes on the air.
Right.
Is it such an instant hit that now all of a sudden you're not playing those little shitty TPs anymore?
Yeah, I mean, yes. I went into double shows overnight.
And
it
now,
was huge.
And so now you keep up this schedule of doing hundreds of stand-up shows a year.
I still do it.
Why? Because you want the money, or
you love it, or what?
That's my connection to people. I'm not social. I don't really. I'm not comfortable around people.
But you're comfortable on stage.
And I like to be. I want to be accepted. So I like that I'm on stage, and they all came to see me.
But do you?
And I hear that laughter.
But do you like being on stage?
I love being on stage. It's the only place I'm really comfortable.
It's
the only place in life that I feel totally comfortable.
To get that kind of comfort level, at what point in your life do you get that? Because when you're a young stand-up starting out, I guess what you started doing this in high school?
Well, I was 23.
23 you started doing
Yeah.
it. Okay. At first, you're
Been
probably
32 years.
Aren't you a nervous, neurotic mess when you first start doing it?
I was so neurotic, and that was my act.
Were you funny right away?
Without knowing why. I was funny because I was so fucking scared, and I was contorting, and I didn't have an act, and people would kind of giggle at my nervousness, and I'd go, what are you giggling? And that was my thing,
right, yeah.
And I don't know if people remember it, and then I had all this shit I was holding,
Yeah.
but that was just fear and adrenaline, and I'd have gloves on me because I didn't want to touch things, and out of nothing to do, I'd pull a rubber glove, and I'd pull it on my head and blow it up, and they laughed at that, and I went, that's funny, okay, that'll be my closing.
So you never fantasized about being a stand-up comic?
Never. No.
Why at 23 suddenly do you get this idea?
When I was 23 years old, in the mid 70s, there was this here too in New York. There was this comedy boom.
Right.
And these clubs started, like here you had Catch a Rising Star, and
Right.
and in Toronto we had Yuck Yucks. It's the same club Norm came out of.
Right.
And it was getting splashed all over the paper. And on a Saturday night, me and 3 friends said, let's go see a comedy show. I've never seen a stand-up comedy show live.
Right.
And we saw it, and it blew me away. And there were people my age on stage performing, and it was I'd never saw anything like this. And Mark Breslin, who owns it, he got up, he was the MC, and he said, on Monday nights at midnight, amateurs, if you think you can do this, why don't you come up and show your wares? And the 3 guys at the table with me said, why don't you try it Monday night? I said, okay. It was like a knee-jerk reaction, no thought of ever getting into the business.
Did you prepare for that night?
No, well, here's the thing. So I never even thought of what it would be.
Right.
So that night, I went home and I thought, what the fuck did I just say yes to? This will be fun. But then I thought, I'll make some jokes about, maybe a joke I heard David Brenner tell on The Tonight Show. Maybe I had no aspirations to make this a career.
Right.
I'll talk about something my mom said to me. I'll talk about something my friend said.
So you had a bit of an agenda.
A bit. And a bit is like very loose.
Like nothing.
Nothing.
Right.
And then so I go to the club. And we get there, and we watch a show, and then comes midnight, and now I'm, like, terrified. And I go backstage, and I heard him go, ladies and gentlemen, a new young comic. He's from the carpet business. Ladies and gentlemen, Howie Mandel. I had not. What credits did I have? I had
from his carpet store.
Yeah, you may have bought carpet from him. And the light hits me, and I see people just sitting there looking at me.
Right.
And it was like, fuck. What the hell is it? And I started, like, and I saw my friends sitting there, and I started just laughing and going, can you look at this, and they started laughing back at me. People were laughing, and I go, what? No, tell me, what are you laughing at? And they go, and then they were laughing more, and I go, what? Oh, this is me. Okay. Let's. And that was my act.
Yes.
I had nothing.
How long did you do that? Where you just laughed?
It was a 3-minute set.
But
I probably had one line that I don't remember.
But you were a hit because this idea of laughing. But that was spontaneous. Now the next time you go on, you can't go on and just start laughing again and going what?
Well, I wasn't used to it. He said, "Come back next week."
Yeah,
Mark
you're a
said, "Come
hit."
back." I'm a hit. With what? With what?